A client invested £50,000 with us and asked me to turn it into a cash flowing asset for him and his family. And guess what? We did exactly what he asked for. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, including a breakdown of the numbers and the deal that we worked on. I'm a practicing lawyer and I've been doing this for dozens of clients. And guess what? The thing that made this deal work, it wasn't the money that he put forward. It wasn't the price that he purchased it for. It wasn't even the location. It was one decision before we viewed any properties, and most investors get it the wrong way round. Continue watching until the end to find out what that decision is. In this video, I'm going to take you through our client's brief, the two properties we viewed, why we rejected the first property and why we proceeded with the second property. Grab your coffee, grab your pen and papers, and let's get started. I only take on 5 clients at a time and I handle every transaction myself. So what I'm about to show you are real deals, real numbers, not fairy. So let's get going. Okay, so one of our client Emmanuel, there's multiple Emmanuels that we've worked with, but this specific client that I'm speaking of, he is a busy working professional. He works in London, but he wanted to invest in the north of England, right? And why he wants to invest in the north of England is after speaking with myself, he understands with the budget that he had, rather than trying to continue saving to buy a house in London, it only made sense for him to get started in property in the north of England so that he can start cash flowing quickly. He had £50,000 liquid funds in his bank account. That was his criteria. He allowed me to provide him with a bespoke plan on how he can best invest that £50,000. So this is what I formed for him. I suggested to him, we invest in the north of England. We're going to invest in a freehold property with a minimum of 2 bedrooms that will cash flow him a minimum of £300 a month. And that's what we did. So myself, my team, we started viewing various properties in the northwest of England, northeast of England, in Yorkshire. And we found this perfect property in West Yorkshire. The listed price was £130,000. But remember, the asking price, the listed price, is not the value of the property. So what did we do? We negotiated on his behalf. We managed to negotiate to below market value at £118,000. And let me just give you a brief about what this property actually is. So this is a 3-bedroom freehold property for £118,000, and it'll be cash flowing him £900 a month. As you can see from the pictures, it's not in terrible condition, right? It just needs some cosmetic work. So our build team went into the property, provided us with a quote of around £7,000. On top of our builders going in there to assess the condition of the property, we also instructed a surveyor to attend the property as well to make sure that the property is in structurally good condition. And remember, my client works in London. He lives in London. He doesn't have time to go to West Yorkshire. In fact, he still hasn't even viewed the property yet. We are providing him with a totally hands-off service. So whilst he's focused on building his career in the corporate world, we're focusing on helping him scale his property portfolio in the north of England. And before I get into the numbers of this particular 3-bedroom property that he is purchasing, I want us to check out the property that we rejected. So this property that we rejected, we noticed that the rental income wasn't as high. The rental income was around £700. It was also in West Yorkshire, but for some reason on that particular road, the cash flow was lower than the property that we're pursuing. That's number one. Also, the layout was quite awkward as well. One of the conditions for my client is that he wanted the bathroom to be upstairs. This particular property, the bathroom was downstairs. And there isn't anything wrong with the bathroom being downstairs. I mean, a lot of properties in the north of England, the bathrooms are located downstairs. Nothing wrong with it. But he wanted the bathroom to be upstairs. And there is benefits for the bathroom to be upstairs. It's more appealing to families, to people that want to purchase a property in the future. And remember, this isn't just for the now. We're thinking long-term as well. So whilst the asset needs to be cash flowing for the now, it needs to be good for the now, we also need to be thinking about the exit. So are tenants going to find this property appealing, or should we want to sell the property? Is there going to be interest from potential buyers, right? So that was another reason why we rejected the other deal. So low cash flow, awkward layout, and finally, we didn't go ahead with that deal because of parking. When purchasing a property, we want there to be parking, whether that is on-street parking or off-street parking. Unfortunately, with that particular property, there were yellow lines across the outside of the property, meaning you can't park there. You need to park across the road or on the side street. So we proceeded with this investment, and I'm now going to go through the numbers. So as I mentioned, this is a 3-bedroom freehold house based in West Yorkshire, and we negotiated down to £118,000. £29,500. The deposit is £29,500, so that's 25% of the purchase price. The refurbishment on this is around £7,000. Our build team went in, provided us with a quote, and it will be around £7,000. And then of course you have the surveyor fees of around £500, the mortgage broker fee of £500. And by the way, with this being a hands-off service, we also provide our team to our clients as well. So not only our build team, not only our solicitors, but also our mortgage broker too. And then we have legal fees at 2.3k, stamp duty at 5.9k. So in terms of the liquid funds that our client put forward, that totals to £45,700. He'll be cash flowing £900 for this 3-bedroom house. And some people may be thinking, wow, that is quite high for the north of England. But if you understand the areas that you should be investing in and you've done your due diligence and your market research like us, you'll know that there are some areas in the north of England that can achieve £900 a month or even more. So with that cash flow coming in, of course, he will need to pay the mortgage payments. The mortgage payments on this is around £368.75p, just to be accurate. And then of course, we also take into consideration insurance that he would have to pay as well. So we factored in around £40 a month for that. And then of course, we also want to factor in the management. This is going to be hands off for him, meaning that we also place a management team to manage the property, manage the tenants, and also to source the tenants, sort out the agreements, and also the compliance. So this means it's hands off for our client. He doesn't need to worry about managing the property himself, especially with him living far away from the property. There is management on place to do it on his behalf. So we set aside 10% for the management fees, which is around £90 a month. So in terms of the net profit our client will be making on a monthly basis, it will be around the £400 mark. That will give him a return on investment of over 10%. This is what we call a great deal. At the beginning of the video, you remember the thing that I said that made this deal great. It wasn't just the purchase price or the area. It was understanding what the end goal is for my client. And he mentioned that he wants an asset that is hands off for him, that will cash flow him on a monthly basis. So you can see through the deal that we went through, we provided just that. And more importantly for us is we wanted to provide him with a service that was genuinely hands off. So that meant providing him with access to our amazing team of mortgage brokers, solicitors, our build team, our accountants. So it was a one-stop shop for him. He didn't have to shop around for builders himself or surveyors himself. He didn't need to understand property in depth because he relied on our expertise and also our time. So we took our client from acquisition of the property right up until the property was rented out and cash flowing on a monthly basis. I've broken down the whole process in one video so that you can see the checks that I take out before presenting any property to a client. Watch that next and book a fit assessment with ourselves if you're serious about getting started in investing in property.